we're gonna be so fucking screwed because you listen to this podcast, you probably know what I'm gonna tell you. This game is not ready for that release. I don't know what they're smoking. Someone's at EA pushing this. Someone's somewhere pushing this release date. So two things will happen. So okay, open beta. Before I continue, open beta, 2 playlists. I told you guys for the last 2-3 episodes now. I told you. Didn't I say it? Battlefield Studios does listen. DICE listens. You know, Battlefield Labs and the whole team and everything, they listen what players they have to say. When DICE or Battlefield Studios, whatever, released that blog post, part 2 of the class system, and they say open weapons is staying. It's a thing. But you have signature weapons that give you buffs and everything if you use a specific weapon for a specific class. Cool. I think that's a nice compromise for people that really want that old Battlefield experience, even though that weapons do not define a class. But whatever. I personally don't care. I don't care. I'm still gonna finish top of the scoreboard because I'm a good enough player to adapt to the situation and all that kind of stuff. I don't care, right? I really don't care. It's not a deal breaker for me. But it's a deal breaker for a lot of people for some reason. So, in this open beta, they'll run 2 playlists. A closed weapon playlist and the open weapon playlist. And the closed weapon playlist will basically have, all your signature weapons. Assault class for assault, locked for assault. Assault class weapons locked for assault. SMGs for engineer. LMGs for support. And snipers for recon, right? And on top of that, you have universal weapons like shotguns, carbines, DMRs available to each class. So basically, Battlefield 4 system. Battlefield 4 system. I'm not a fan of that because it doesn't achieve anything. Because, hey, if I want to run... Listen, carbine and assault are basically the same type of weapons. They are. I'm sorry, you can't change my mind. You cannot change my mind. They're basically the same identical weapons. They're just called differently. And they're like small differences. It's just, who cares? They're assault rifles. You still can run an assault rifle, basically, or carbine on a recon. Who cares? But that's great, because that means it doesn't make recon class useless. And all kind of stuff. So I kind of wish there was like a bit more. So you either lock it fully or you don't. And if you don't lock it fully, you don't achieve anything. So I rather than at this point have an open weapon system, which I don't care if it's closed or open. I don't care. But I did say they listen. I did say that they'll take all the feedback they can and see what they can do. And open beta running 2 playlists, open weapon and closed weapon playlist. Fantastic. Fantastic. Like, that's fine. That's like, test it out. We have Battlefield Labs. You have your open beta. Get the feedback. Get the data and everything. See what people prefer. I personally, when I'll play the open beta, I'll play the open weapon class. Because I rather do that than Battlefield 4. And if I really want my buffs, whatever, I'll just pick a specific class for that class, a specific weapon for that class, and get the buffs. For me, it doesn't matter. It's such a non-issue in my eyes, because that's not what defines a class. It's the equipment that defines the class. But hey, people want closed weapons, they want the Battlefield 4 system. Cool. Whatever. I'll play the open playlist, like the open weapon playlist. I'll play that because I prefer that over that. I don't know, just like, but I'm glad they're testing this so everyone else experience all this. Like, okay, gather data and so on. But of course, I can already predict that a lot of people. It doesn't matter what you're gonna play, because at the end of the day, DICE still can manipulate the data. They can say, well, 70% of people played open class weapon system, open weapon system and so on. 70-80% played that, so I guess we'll stick in with that. And of course, just because open beta happens and they'll show the data, or even whatever data they show, it doesn't mean they have to go with that. if you know what I mean. This is not a democracy, right? Just because more people played one specific playlist doesn't mean they have to change to that, the launch of the game to those people. I don't know, video game production is not a democracy. Love it or hate it, it's not. You're just a gamer with money. If you don't like the game, you don't buy the game, and they don't get the money. That's on them. It's at the end of the day, this is still business. At the end of the day, you buy entertainment. They develop the entertainment. If you don't like the entertainment, you don't buy the entertainment. Simple as that. And if they want to get the customer back, well, they do whatever they can to bring the customer back. They provide you a different type of entertainment or whatever the case may be, right? It's business. At the end of the day, it's business.